The UK's Theresa May came closer than ever to a deal when the meeting with the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker, but negotiations took an embarrassing turn. It was after a phone call. For more, let's get to Bloomberg's Nejra Cehic. She joins us from Brussels. Nejra, good to see you this morning. What went wrong? Was it the cliché that Ulster said no?
It really seems that it was that way, Manus. I mean, it all really seemed to go wrong during this phone call with the DUP's Arlene Foster. So Theresa May and Jean-Claude Juncker went into lunch at about 1:30 p.m. Brussels time. And even ahead of this lunch, there was a lot of hope that some sort of deal was going to be made. And this was because there were MEPs saying that Michel Barnier, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator, had actually said that he expected a breakthrough at this lunch. It even made the pound rise. That's how much hope there was ahead of this lunch. And then there was a series of twists and turns during the afternoon. The lunch took longer. It went on for about 3.5 hours. And we understood that at one point, Theresa May actually put it on pause, stepped out to make this call to Arlene Foster. And from there, soon afterwards, a short statement was made by Jean-Claude Juncker and Theresa May in which they said they were not able to reach a complete agreement on many things. By the way, in that statement, they did not specify what actually had gone wrong during the lunch, but we understand, and since Irish Taoiseach Leo Varadkar has also said that there was an agreement in place on the Irish border ahead of the lunch, but that it all seemed to unravel during that meeting with Jean-Claude Juncker. And we understand that it was the Irish border that was the big sticking point, but not only that, also the issue around the European Court of Justice. And by the end of it, it was really a rather embarrassing turn of affairs for both Theresa May and Jean-Claude Juncker.
Yes, fascinating. Good morning to you, Nejra. Fascinating to see the commentary coming from Jean-Claude Juncker about what can be achieved by the middle of December, because, of course, there was a big debate as to whether yesterday was really any kind of firm deadline. The UK had always been downplaying it and suggesting they were working towards the heads of state meeting in the middle of December. And now we've got even Jean-Claude Juncker talking optimistically about what can be achieved by then.
Yeah, that's right, Anna. I mean, when we got these comments from Michel Barnier, which, by the way, his office never confirmed, this was via MEPs, and the pound was rising, and there was all this hope. Even then, as you say, UK officials were pushing back on the optimism and being a bit more cautious about the outcome of the meeting. But yes, when Jean-Claude Juncker and Theresa May spoke, they certainly didn't bill this as a failure. In fact, Jean-Claude Juncker said this is not a failure. This is the start of the final round. And he did express some hope that there still could be a breakthrough before that crucial EU Leaders Summit on December 14th. That said, it could be difficult from Ireland's perspective, because if Ireland did come to some sort of agreement, it's going to look difficult. It's going to look like Dublin is making concessions to Theresa May and also to the Northern Irish DUP. So that might be a sticking point and might make it difficult to actually move the talks forward. In fact, Leo Varadkar saying that if they couldn't come to some agreement in December, there might be another summit in January. Anna, Manus.